10 years ago, a 19-year-old named Rhea Sharma vanished without a trace. Her file was quietly sealed, shoved to the back of a police archive, and left to gather dust. Cold cases rarely stay completely silent. Inspector Arjun and forensic expert Meera recently uncovered a new forensic trail, fresh blood traces that pointed directly to an abandoned, boarded-up hotel on the edge of the city. The physical markers bypassed the lobby entirely. They led straight down a dark corridor, stopping exclusively at the threshold of room 13. Looking at this official 3D architectural blueprint of the building, the structure pauses at floor 12. A 13th floor was never built. Arjun and Meera were stepping into a physical space intentionally scrubbed from city records to hide a decade-old crime. Stepping out of a rusted elevator onto a floor that shouldn't legally exist, the officers found an environment entirely untouched by time. Instead of decay, room 13 was immaculate, fully lit, and looked as though someone had just walked out. Searching the space, they found a single physical artifact left behind by the victim, Rhea's personal diary. The final entry detailed a specific transaction. Her own inner circle of friends had coordinated her capture, profiting directly from her disappearance. This discovery placed the people closest to Rhea at the center of the crime. The focus of the investigation now shifted away from a random abduction toward a cold-blooded, intimate betrayal. To verify the diary's claims, the forensics team managed to pull a fragmented, previously deleted data log from the hotel's archived security servers. The restored footage showed Rhea walking through the hotel lobby alongside Arjun's direct superior, DCP Vikram. For Arjun, seeing Rhea on that tape hit a raw nerve. She was his younger sister's best friend, someone he had sworn to protect. He had been on active patrol duty the exact night she vanished. Carrying 10 years of survivor's guilt, Arjun's ability to remain an objective investigator immediately began to fracture. With a senior officer physically escorting the victim into the holding site, the department's own chain of command became the primary suspect in her disappearance. Digging deeper into the digital traces left on the hotel's network, Meera decrypted a massive, hidden cache of files stored on the local server. Rhea had been an active whistleblower. The files contained logged timestamps and license plates identifying when official police transport vans were used to move illicit biological cargo across city lines. These logs linked the trafficking syndicate directly to the department's fleet and budget, all of which required DCP Vikram's explicit authorization. During the server breach, forensic expert Meera suddenly vanished, leading Arjun to suspect she was another of Vikram's plants. In reality, Meera was a deep-cover CBI agent. She had been embedded in the department for years, using the chaos of the server discovery to finally exfiltrate a massive federal corruption case against the local police. The evidence showed that Rhea wasn't a random victim. She was a witness with enough data to dismantle the syndicate. Vikram used his executive authority and tactical units to silence her, turning a police precinct into a private assassination squad. Knowing his superior was compromised, Arjun bypassed proper channels and tracked Vikram down into the pitch-black, partially flooded basement of the hotel. Vikram didn't even try to run. He taunted his subordinate, pointing out that Arjun couldn't call for backup because every officer he might radio was already on the syndicate's payroll. Before Arjun could pull the trigger and ruin the federal investigation, Meera stepped out of the shadows, inserting herself directly between the two men's weapons. Vikram fired his service weapon. Meera deliberately stepped into the line of fire, taking the fatal shot directly to her own chest to keep Arjun alive. The immediate echo of the gunshot gave Arjun the opening he needed to disarm Vikram, finally subduing the DCP and securing his arrest. The syndicate was successfully dismantled, and a highly corrupt official was removed from power. That closure required an enormous, devastating human sacrifice. Weeks later, Arjun stood alone in the pouring rain, looking down at two freshly dug graves. He had solved the case, but he had buried Rhea and Meera in the process. Dismantling a corrupt institution is possible, but the personal toll extracted from the whistleblowers and investigators who take on that fight is almost always fatal.